Why Merab? And if you haven't heard, Merab is a bantamweight. In that fight, being at bantamweight has got to mean something for bantamweight. What does it mean for Henry? And why is Henry calling out Merab? Because if you're gonna tell me to avenge his loss against Aljamain Sterling, I have got to remind you that Aljamain Sterling specifically said that right after he beats Henry, he plans on defending his title once against Sean O'Malley, then going up a weight class, fighting Volk or Yair. And he even said that he's gonna do the Cejudo blueprint. That he's gonna follow that blueprint of Cejudo, which is win that fight, defend against Sean, then go up a weight class. So if you're gonna tell me to avenge his loss against Aljamain Sterling, keep in mind that Aljamain Sterling specifically said that he doesn't plan on doing another fight at bantamweight after he beats Sean. So then why? Why is he fighting Merab? Because this fight has got to mean something for bantamweight. Is it to become bantamweight champion? Because if he's planning on avenging his loss against Aljamain Sterling, he's now counting on two things. Aljo wins, beats Sean, and doesn't go up a weight class. On the other hand, if Sean does win, so now it's a 50-50. Aljamain wins, he's for sure gonna go up a weight class, but if Sean wins, you're gonna tell me that he plans on becoming bantamweight champion and beating Sean O'Malley. Why? Because there's one big part in this whole thing that people seem to have missed. It is Henry coming back to become triple champion. To do something nobody, especially himself, has ever done before. And that is to become a champion in 3 different divisions. Which is a mountain nobody has ever climbed. And that is what he wanted. So if that is the goal, if the goal is fighting at featherweight and becoming champion at featherweight, why fight Merab? And especially, why fight at bantamweight? Because if he plans on fighting Sean, if he believes Sean wins, so now it's a 50-50. So still he's not sure. If Sean wins, you're telling me that he plans on fighting Sean. But why fight Sean? So he could go up a weight class, then fight Volkanovski or Yair. Or whoever the champion may be there. So you're telling me that the route would be Henry fights Merab, then fights Sugar Sean O'Malley if Sean O'Malley wins, which is 50-50, and then go up a weight class and fight Volkanovski. Why not cut that road short and just fight at featherweight? Why not? Why should he fight Merab if he's counting on Sean winning and beating Merab, him beating Merab, then fighting Sean? Why not just go up a weight class, fight a contender that if he beats, he can fight Volkanovski? So now why? Why is he fighting Merab? And to me this is very interesting. I like this. I like to think about why. Why is Henry calling out Merab? Because Henry doesn't just do things to do things. You might think that, oh, he's just being a goofball. He's just nonsense. Let me remind you that Henry doesn't do that. He's not gonna do nonsense. He's not just gonna call out Merab just so he could get the likes and the views and the followers. He's just not gonna do that. Everything he does has a meaning. So I'm now trying to piece it together. By process of elimination, we can get down to what it is. Because I know it's not beating the Bantamweight champion and avenging his loss against Aljamain Sterling, so why does he want to fight Merab? And another possibility of why he wants to fight Merab is because it's a fun fight. That fight would sell, that fight would be massive and all these things. First of all, I think Henry knows that he's probably not going to get Merab. And I know that Henry knows because that is common knowledge. Merab or not Merab actually, his friend Weidman announced that Merab has an injury and he's gonna be out for, I believe what was said was 22 weeks, if I'm correct. And he's probably not gonna get Merab, and I think Henry knows that. And he's also not trying to get a quote-unquote fun fight against Merab, because he even said he's not here for fun fights or money fights. He's here for championships and legacy. In his head, that is how competitive he is. If he is not first, he is last. So he's just not gonna take a fight because it's fun and people like it. That is not who Henry is. So why is he fighting Merab? And one thing that you could deduct by process of elimination is he's going to fight Merab so he could get a fight at featherweight, up a weight class, and fighting a contender at featherweight. He's going to fight a guy at bantamweight. But then again, I ask, why? Why fight at bantamweight? If his plan is eventually to get to Volkanovski or Yair, why not just go up a weight class and fight the contender over there? Instead of fighting a contender down here and then going up a weight class, then fighting the champion, why not strengthen that case by fighting at featherweight? Because his case to fight against Volkanovski would be strengthened if he fights at featherweight and not at bantamweight. And you might think that he wants to fight Merab because it is an easy fight for him. Let me tell you, at this level, there is no easy fights. If it's Max Holloway, which he himself has mentioned in the past, of fighting and coming back and beating Max Holloway, then fighting Volkanovski. Max Holloway and Merab are the same thing. They're both contenders. So why go with Merab at the weight class that you don't plan to win a championship at instead of fighting at the weight class where you want to be champion, which is featherweight. And there's always a reason why Henry is doing this. I don't believe that he's just doing this because he feels like it and he wants a fun fight. So if it is not getting a fun fight, if it is not avenging his loss, if it is not winning at bantamweight, it is probably beating Merab, then going up a weight class to fight Volkanovski. Now you know.